Welcome to the Dynasty YT, this is your King Shay speaking. In this professional game breakdown, I actually don't necessarily want to break down the game piece by piece, play by play. I just want to talk about, in general, what elements did that improved their gameplay. And it's not picking up Kevin, it's not picking up Krepo. I believe that they won this game, and they will win other games if they simply pick the correct champions. If they pick champions who can make plays, then they will win. And what I mean by champions who can make plays, I mean champions who have innate playmaking abilities, who have innate engaging abilities. For example, when they picked up that Rengar-Lissandra combo, they were doing super well. So I feel like they don't really have a problem. Yes, the problem is sort of playing a little bit too passive or a little bit play too defensive, but I think they can easily solve that just by playing engaged champions who have to engage in order to win. So in this situation, they ended up picking up Makai, who's a pretty good tank and easy initiation. Lee Sin is an amazing playmaker. So Shook, just being mechanically pretty good, playing Lee Sin is very strong for him. Froggen on Ahri is also a playmaker because he has that pick potential with the charm. And of course, Krepo with the Blitzcrank. It doesn't have to be Krepo. It could have been Nif. It just had to be a playmaking champion, right? I mean, of course, they could have picked up Morgana or anyone else, really. But Blitzcrank really defined their team comp by having those picks, making those plays. And then finally, rounding off the champions, we have Reckless on Kalista. And of course, everyone knows the Ballista combo, where Blitzcrank hooks them in, and then Kalista, as soon as that hook goes in, he ults Blitzcrank, pulls him even farther out in order to get that easy pick. Very impressive and very beautiful pick. So now that they have these very engaged kind of champions, there's no reason for them not to make plays, right? It just naturally, their team comp is to make plays. When they were losing, when they had that losing streak, they just had champions who didn't make plays. They were champions who would react to the team, react to the engage, and then try to counter engage or disengage, and then or maybe siege up towers or something like that, right? But I feel like that Elements is at their best when they can make plays just because champions allow them to. And of course, the very first play, the very first death of the game, first blood goes to Shook. And it's just because of Blitzcrank roaming around with the help of their jungler, and then trying to make plays and getting those kills. It doesn't have to be Krepo, it didn't have to be Wicked, it just had to be a play-making champion. I understand that they're playing the worst team in the league, and I also understand that they have a need to replace their players, bench them, and try to get different players. But I love the idea. I love the idea that they're trying to make plays, and they're picking up champions who can make those plays. They want to kind of switch away, not necessarily straight into their aggressive play style, but more of the play style where you have the ability to make plays, right? It's not just oh, let's just react to that enemy team, right? It's more like, oh, we have these champions, we can make the plays. Why not do it, right? So I like where Elements is going with the kind of champion picks. And I really hope that they stick with this, stick with the engaged kind of compositions that they have. I get that. See, look, this team fight started with Krepo pulling it in, and MYM going a little bit too deep. Obviously, literally everything misses. The ult from Leona, the EQ from Leona, the Fizz ult. It's just everything misses from MYM, and they overextend. But it's because that Reckless pulled in Leona at the beginning to try to start a team fight. And this next kill wasn't really due to the fact of Blitzcrank, right, making plays and trying to get this pull. It was a nice pull, but it was mostly due to the fact of their really nice ward coverage, right? So they have a ward near Wolves, they have a ward near the side brush of that mid lane, And of course, they had that little sentry thing from Reckless, from Callista. So because they had really good vision, they were able to find out where the support is, and he's just trying to simply ward, and they ended up getting a free pick on him. And then because of that, they get Dragon. So very nice ward coverage by Elements. They do a very nice job. And I'm sure the same thing could have happened if Nif was still on the team, right? He could have gotten simple ward coverage like that and make plays as well. Crepwell and Blitzcrank, with nearly 100% kill participation in this game, makes yet another play, and it was very nice. Before dishing out that hook, he ults, gets that half-second silence so that Fizz can't either flash away or we can't Trickster away. Silence him for half a second and then lands the hook. It was very beautiful. Good job on his part. That might be because of Crepo. Wow, he missed the ward right there. But that might be because of Crepo. Landing that amazing hook using the ult first. Very smart on his part. And now, Blitzcrank now can just roam around with his team making these picks. Very good, again, very good, nice deep vision in order to find those picks, right? Crepo, he does a nice job of taking advantage of it, taking advantage of that pocket of vision that MYM doesn't have and the pocket of vision that they have, and they were able to get another pick onto Nisbin. So this rest of the game, it was just a very simple win by Elements, being able to take advantage of their lead and then making plays off of that. So MYM right here, they just try to go a little bit too desperate, and they obviously there's no way they can win this fight unless their engage is literally perfect, which it clearly wasn't. Now I just want to really quickly recap on the decisions of Elements these past few games really. They replaced Kevin, or they replaced Wicked for Kevin. They replaced Nif with Crepo, and I understand their thought process. I would have replaced those two if it were up to me and if I had to replace someone. But really, if I was the head coach of Elements or an analyst or whatever, I would have told them simply just pick champions who can make plays, who just naturally make plays. And therefore, you'd be able to be on the controlling end, right? There's no hesitation on whether you should, do a play here, whether you should make a fight here. You have the champions who make plays, so your thought process is, oh, let's wait for a hook. Oh, let's wait for a charm. Oh, let's go in with the Lissandra Rengar combo, right? There is no, should we do this? Should we try to fight this? Can we disengage good enough? Or can we do... No, there is no hesitation. There is no indecisiveness. It's just let's make plays with these picking champions. And that's what they did. And I really hope that they continue doing this, continue on this trend. It's not because of the Crepo pickup. Although I do like him over Nif, it's not because of the Kevin over the Wicked, even though I like Wicked more than Kevin. It's just that I believe that with the champions that they pick up, the champions that they pick with the engage opportunities, they will continue to win the games and hopefully continue on their way to Worlds. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It wasn't like my other pro game breakdowns where I literally do like every single kill or every single like important aspect of the game. This was more of really understanding what's Elements going through and hopefully trying to shine the light of where the mistakes are. Remember to check out my other videos. The links will be in the description below. Thank you guys for coming out, Dynasty, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.